Hi, everybody. Hopefully this will work out and I won't lose too many people. Welcome to the show. Uh, and welcome to Chalk Couture. It's getting Arizona, and we're in the mountains of Arizona, so I can imagine what the people in the back are getting sweaty. It's hot. Okay, so welcome, everybody. I'm going to do a flower power project. Hope you brought along something to drink. I have my favorite water. And this is going to be, now, I do a lot of projects without testing them first, and I'll just try them with you. So I'm not really sure if this is going to work out, but I've got my hopes up. I put everything flower on today in hopes that this would work. Okay, so here's what I did. I went around the craft room, and I found 3 things of various sizes of circle. Okay, this one's my largest. This is my next. And then I used one of the paste things for my next. They're close in size, but they're each one about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch smaller than the other. Probably even more of 1/2 an inch, actually. And you can go with more than 3. I was just going to try 3 to begin with. So here's my 3. Now, I cut this out of drop cloth. And before I was thinking about it, I thought, I'm not even sure if I've done couture on drop cloth. I'm sure that I have, because usually when I'm thinking of a DIY project for anything, my first thought is, what can I add drop cloth to it? I've got in my craft room, I've got drop cloth curtains. The shower curtain, the room across the way, which is our guest room, also has all drop cloth curtains, and there's a drop cloth cover on my window seat here. So, and pillows, all kinds of stuff. And picture frames, I put drop cloth into a picture frame. So I thought, I'm kind of surprised I haven't tried Chalk Couture. Maybe I have, I'm not sure. So here's my 3 sizes. Now, my first one, this is about 4 1/4 inches. I've got one here that I actually cut out with pinking shears. So I've got a little bit of a ruffle on there. And then I've just got a smaller one, but I'm going to kind of fix them up as we go along. I do suggest when you cut out the circles. Now, I just used a pencil on my drop cloth, and my hardest part was finding a clean part of the drop cloth to use, because I use my drop cloths quite a bit. I do buy the 12 by 9 feet drop cloths, and then I kind of cut them down to size. And here's a little additional tip for your crafters. Get a big drop cloth, and then any of your crafting tables, like this table here, I have one that fits the top of this table. Okay, it's pretty handy. Then I also use a counter that is counter height in our kitchen that's really large. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I have a drop cloth that fits that little bit of actually it's a big piece of a counter, but I cover that counter sometimes because sometimes I want to work downstairs, especially if we're watching a movie or something. So I can cover that. I have one that covers the table. I have one that even covers the workbench outside. So, cut it up and make it fit the sizes that you need. And then of course use the leftover for crafts. So I already cut these out. And what I want to do, and use your good fabric scissors, those ones that keep hidden from everybody else in the household. No one never uses these but me. Okay, because they'll use them for all kinds of strange things. And those are my fabric scissors. Okay, you'll need that. I've got some various paste here, and I've got a little bit of wire here, floral wire. And then I've got a collection of transfers, and I have a cute little puppy that just came in to say hello. This is one of the transfers. I talked about this yesterday. This was the one that came with the flower power. Remember this project from yesterday? How cute is that? This also came with it, and this is the one that's kind of like plus signs, which I really like. It's kind of like little stars all over, not in any kind of pattern. And then, of course, because I'm obsessed, I grabbed the buffalo check. I've cut this down so that's easier to use because it comes 18 by 18, and I just want it on this small circle. So I don't need that great big one. I do have a big one in case I do. The buffalo check comes in 2 different sizes too. This is a small buffalo check. And then I also, that bee from yesterday that was on that project I just showed you, this came with, I love these. At first I thought, wow, these are kind of weird. But as I've been using them, I really like them. They're kind of a modern bohemian farmhouse kind of a look. And so I really like that. And I decided that the center part of my flower is going to be this one right here. So I need to cut that out. grab my scissors here. When you tune in, if you like what you see and would like to learn about some of the good deals that Chalk Couture has, I'll put you over in my VIP group. If you type VIP, and I can send you over there, and you can see some of the other deals. Some of the deals are deals that I put together. I may order a bunch of stuff, package them, and put them in like try me packs so that you can try it out. Now here's my sticky transfer here. This is my buffalo check. I'm going to go with the buffalo check as a pattern on the biggest circle first. Not on a, I usually put down another surface here when I'm going to do my Chalk Couture. And also, here's my colors. I've got a bright guava. I've got Storm, which is a little bit of a darker color, but I thought that might bring in some of the farmhouse. And then I've got Parakeet. So I want to put them in this order. I want this one on the bottom, actually. Put that on the bottom, my Storm, and then I want that pop of color in the center of my flower. So I'm going to start with the guava, and I put it on with a little squeegee. In case you're new to this, I put it on with a little squeegee here. Just dip that right in. I'm going to bring you down to my surface. I realized that I did not move this to my surface, and no one can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. So I've got some guava on my squeegee. I put down an extra piece of paper because I will go off this fabric and I don't want to get it onto my tabletop. And like I said, I've never tried this on drop cloth. So why not try it live, right? I've done lots of live videos where it's like, oh, that didn't work out. But hey, at least I can learn and you will know, I'm maybe not going to try that one. Unfortunately, though, I've only had a couple of fails on live video, but I have had them. I'm going to stick my finger right into that right there to hold that and get that last little bit. I think my circle might be bigger than what I thought it is. There we go. Okay. You can see through the transfers, so that kind of helps you get it on there. And hopefully all that. Oh my gosh, I love it. I missed a little spot, but I love it. It's got that rustic look. I'm putting everything over into this cake pan. It's a glass cake pan here with water. And that way things can clean up a little bit while I keep working here. And it's fine, it's sticky backed, but it does refresh. Actually, water refreshes it. So if you ever get to where it's not sticking as well, you can use these probably a dozen times, maybe even more. But look at that. Isn't that cute? There's my little goof where I stuck my finger in it when I was holding it down. But I'm okay with that. I like the rustic, and plus it's going to be changed around. Now, normally, we do have these in ink. Let me show you. Just grab one here, it's handy. This one here happens to be eucalyptus in ink. And that's normally what you would use on fabric, but I thought, I'm just gonna try the chalk paste. If I tried, this is more for a decor item. I'm not going to actually wear this, but you can use the ink for t-shirts and pillowcases and things like that. It sets with heat, and then it's washable. And you can use it on glass too and heat it in the oven. And then when you get ready, if you're drinking out of a coffee cup or something, you can just toss it in the dishwasher and it will stand up fine. Okay, so this is the backing. I keep my backing after I get this clean. I put it right back on my backing. If you scroll down, you'll probably see a video, I believe is over here. On how to clean the transfers too. So super, super easy to clean. It only takes a few minutes. So, okay, this is the star one. I want the star one in the middle. Ooh, this one's super sticky. But I think because it's fabric, that's another thing I forgot to mention. Because I am working with fabric, even drop cloth, I don't need to fuzz it because the fabric itself is going to fuzz it. So it will come off easy. I do want to make sure get the whole thing on there. Hope it comes off my my little. Okay, so there we go. Okay, here's the squeegee. This is Storm. I love this color. It's just a perfect, little bit darker gray for farmhouse look. So this is where my farmhouse is coming in. Not only do I have little pop of color with the buffalo check, but the buffalo check says farmhouse. That pop of color is a little bit more bohemian to me, at least in my mind. This one here, just squeegee this on. I can feel it underneath. It's almost hard to tell where the paper starts and my little circle of drop cloth ends. Okay, put that on. Any excess you can scrape off, put right back into the container. Put on a lid. And I go ahead and put my lids on. I know it takes a second for me to do that, but I do like to try to keep those lids on because it does dry quickly. Okay, look at that. Isn't that cute? Just a little pops. That's exactly what I wanted. It didn't need a lot, just a little bit on there, and that is fine. Now I'm still going to put this into my water. I'm going to lay it right on top of the sticky back of that other one. With that water, it keeps them from sticking together. So I'm good to go right there. Okay, now my last little flower petal is this modern looking little flower. I love that. So if you're just now tuning in, let me know that you're there because I do give additional links and information as needed. Now again, I'm not using my fuzzing cloth because I'm putting it on a piece of drop cloth. So I don't need it on this one, on this project. And I'm kind of putting that right there on that little piece of drop cloth. Just a little circle of drop cloth. And again, this is bright color. I love this color. It's parakeet. Thing about Chalk Couture colors. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Pamela. How are you? Yeah, this is an bright color, and I'm not a bright color person, but I like. Oh, I got some on the edge. The edge of my flower is sticking out here, but I'm okay with that. Once I get this all shabbed up, it'll be perfect. I took the idea of this from scrapbooking. I used to do a little bit of scrapbooking. Actually, I bought a lot of scrapbooking tools to be honest, and then didn't really do a lot of the scrapbooking. But look at that. Isn't that cute? I think that is adorable. Very, very cute. But I did some of the things that I learned, I kind of kept doing, and one of them is making little flowers like this. Now, I like to actually put in a couple more layers of this, and if you make this, you can easily do that at a later date. Now, these dry quickly because I did use the paste. The ink will take a little bit longer. Didn't dry completely. I did get a little bit on my hand, but that's okay, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this flower, and I'm going to fold it in half, or my circle. I'm going to fold it right in half, and then I'm going to fold it this way. And then what I'm going to do, I am going to, in this particular one, I'm going to use my pinking shears, and I'm going to cut in to about 3/4 of an inch into that layer. And it's just like cutting into a piece of pie. And hopefully these pinking shears are not, my pinking shears have been around for a while. But I don't care if it's not perfect because it's shabby. I'm not looking for perfection here. The one thing when I cut in again, I'm going to go about 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, and just keep cutting into this like I'm cutting a section of a pie and making it smaller. Why would I do that? I love pie, by the way. If I have my choice between cake and pie, I usually pick pie every time. Okay, just keep kind of cutting in there. This is just a quicker way to do it. You could just sit there and go all the way around the circle if you wanted to. And then when you open it up, you're going to have a couple of edges here where, oh, I just love that. You're going to have a couple of sections here where that was folded that are wider, and just take those and just cut into them too. Okay, just cut into that right in there. Those are just those two folds that pie had. Just cut into that. Okay, there's my base part of my shaggy flower. Okay, and then I'm gonna do maybe, yeah, I'll do the same to this one. This one here, since it's smaller, I think I'm just going to do it this way and cut into it. I tell you what, my thumb from cutting and using it so much is really kind of acting up with me, and I almost have trouble with that. I wish that when I was young, my little hometown first grade had a left-handed scissors because I'm left-handed, but I didn't know they existed until I was probably about 10. And by then I'd already been used to cutting with my right hand, so I never really used them. Okay, isn't that cute? Oh, I love that. And if you've got other decorative scissors that will work with fabric, grab a hold of those. I've got several of them, but they work more for paper than they do fabric. And drop cloth is a tough fabric to cut. And you might even, at times if you cut something, you might cut a petal off, but that's fine. Just let it be. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to set that there. Now this one here, okay, I was thinking about maybe taking this scissor here. I want to look at this because I've only got about a 1/4 of an inch all the way around the edge, so I don't want to go too much into this, but I was thinking about taking this and making almost a V, cut out like little V's out of it. Get that so I can show you what I'm doing here. See, I just cut a notch out of that. Can you see that there? Just cut a little notch, and I'm going to do that all the way around the edge. I've got a couple of the shabby flowers that I did scrapbooking. Still, I just love them. They're fun to add. I mean, I've put them on magnets, glued a magnet on the back of them. That way I can stick them on anything metal. I usually wire them though, and that way I can wire them into twine and wrap them around a mason jar. I mean, there's just tons of things to do with them. I think out of all of them that I've made, though, I've probably only got a couple of them left. I give them, they're great for gifts too. Add them onto a package or something like that. It's kind of nice. Now I'm cutting deeper into that than I really wanted to, but that's okay. It's shabby. And you get little frays, that's okay. And I'm going to cut that one just like that. Let's open that up and see. Oh, wait, before I open it, even though I've got a flower in there, I'm going to go ahead and cut into that just a little bit. I'm cutting right through the chalk and everything. All of these got the chalk cut up, so it's fine. Won't hurt it at all. This just kind of gave a really rough, shabby middle to that flower. Okay, and there. Oh, I didn't cut as much of that as I thought. There we go. So that's my center part, so I can lay that on. Now, I've got floral wire. I'm going to cut off a piece. And I don't think I got I'm going to use these scissors. Don't use it. Don't do this as I do. Don't use your crafting scissors to cut wire. Get your wire cutters. I just didn't have them close. Okay, I'm going to make a big bobby pin out of this. And then this is drop cloth. Find kind of the rough center. You don't have to be perfect about it, but you can usually poke that through pretty well and through the chalk and everything. Run that through each one of those. Just poke a hole and then use the other side and poke it right next to it. Now, you could also add, and I probably should have grabbed one, a little wood bead or any kind of, you've got a jewelry bead, if you've got that broken jewelry that you have hanging around in a box, I don't think I have anything right here. You could also add that on there if you wanted to, and it kind of hides the wire a little bit. You can also use thread. You can use elastic thread too. Just thread it on a needle and poke that through. And all I'm doing is kind of bringing this together into one flower. All these different layers. I've played with my wire so much it's not very straight anymore. Okay, stick that right through the center. Pamela, I'm sure that you've done a lot of flowers over the years. I get a lot of crafters, and a lot of crafters has done a lot of different things. And I kind of picture that you're doing something like that. And these also, if I had done this with ink, wash this up, I think it would have been great, because drop cloth washes amazing to me. I wash the one thing I forgot to mention is when I do bring home my drop cloth, one of the first things I do is I put it in the washer and wash it, because it will shrink up a little bit, and I want it to go ahead and do the shrinking before I do any projects. One time I was going to make an art piece on drop cloth, and then was going to take it and glue it onto a board, and I wanted the edges to be really frayed. So I measured out my piece. It was a pretty big board. It was probably 18 by 24. I cut a piece of drop cloth that was probably about 16 by 18. And then I made my artwork on it. And then I got to thinking about it, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if the edges were frayed? So I tossed it into the washer. Well, by the time it came out, it was a lot smaller than my 16 by 18. So I just ended up with a bigger edge than what I had planned. I'm still working on getting that wire through that one place here. There we go. Okay, now once you get it all up there, push it all together and really twist that around. Twist that up really tight, and it kind of pushes everything up together. Really twist that on there tight. Now, if you want, you can use floral tape and tape underneath there, and it kind of pulls that all up together. Shake it up too, hit it, do all kinds of stuff to kind of get that fabric to fray. And it just turns out into such a cute little flower. Now I can take this wire and I can wire this wherever. We made tissue paper flowers before crafting. Before crafting was popular. Wasn't crafting always popular? No, I'm just joking. Really, that's pretty cool. Tissue paper flowers that would be a fun little project to do too. Huh. We've done some for our Humane Society thrift store. We had an event that was, with Mexican food and hacienda, and we had mariachis and everything like that for an event to raise money for our Humane Society. And we made a bunch of tissue paper flowers, a lot of them. I'm so old. No, you're not. We were talking about age just the other day with a group, and I was like, oh my gosh. But anyway, there's my little flower, my little Chalk Couture flower. Now, I am actually back in the 70s. Yeah, remember back the flowers? We had all kinds of flower power stuff going on. So I am on Country Design Style. I am getting ready to go live in just a few minutes, and I'm actually going to do another flower, but I'm not going to be doing Chalk Couture. I'm just going to do kind of a fabric flower, and I've got these little fabric flower pieces, and I'm going to basically do the same thing, except I don't have to make my fabric. This one here, I had to make my fabric, which was really fun to do. I love using Chalk Couture. It's fun, and I love that buffalo check. And I kind of like my little bohemian farmhouse flower. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be on live tomorrow at exactly the same time here, sharing another Chalk Couture project. Thank you guys for watching. And again, don't forget to type in VIP if you want to join my VIP group. I will see you over there too. Bye, everybody.